All right, welcome everybody here today to a full velocity Q&A session. My name is James Ward. I'm going to be your host here today. Excited to be here. As you're logging in, if y'all don't mind, I'd love to know who exactly I'm speaking to. So if y'all can tell me where you're located at, I'm going to list some of this out. We got a lot of people here for a Saturday. Honestly, I mean, I know it's challenging with families and everything to get out. We're recording this, so it'll be okay. But we got Jersey in the house. We got Myrtle Beach. We got Medellin. We got that's Colombia, by the way. We got South Africa, more South Africa, London, UK, more South Africa, the Caribbean, Southern Indiana. Let's see here. Ontario, Canada, Wisconsin, Texas, Jersey Shore, Iowa, Florida, Las Vegas. I always want to say lovely, and they write lively Las Vegas. So welcome. Can you guys not hear me? I have a couple people saying they can't hear me. I want to make sure that you guys can hear me loud and clear. Can you just give me a number one that you can hear me? Okay, cool. So for those of you saying you can't, maybe just turn it up. And you probably can't hear me saying that. But let's go back here a little bit. We got Wisconsin, we got Boston, we got South Dakota, we got Jamaica, we got Ohio in the house. Let's see here. We got Dallas, Texas in the house. We got Memphis in the house. As you can see, folks, we have people from all over the world here today. North Carolina, Hollywood, Florida, Kansas City, Kansas. I love Kansas City, by the way. Played a lot of soccer there. Rancho Santa Fe, South Carolina. So look, I want to welcome everybody. As you can see, we have people from all over the world that are here today, not just here in the United States where I'm located, but worldwide. And I'm pretty fired up about this call here today because I get to talk about something that we have been discussing for the last couple weeks here. And before I get into it, I just want to talk really quickly about where we're at, because some of you may be brand new. Maybe this is just your first experience with Full Velocity, or listening to me speak about the company or even the vision. And so I just kind of want to paint a really quick picture for you as to where we're at right this very second. But I also want to talk about where we're going, because I think that's always really important regardless of what company that you're working with. And I also want to talk about some of those things that differentiate us from the rest of the market out there to help you make a good decision. Now, I will tell you, I'm going to answer questions here at the end as well. So if you want to stick around to answer questions, I'm always pretty transparent. I'm going to answer anything that I can, whether it be good or bad. It's probably going to happen. So make sure that you got your questions. Don't ask them yet, because I want to get into this. I want to show you just a couple things here and talk about what is coming. And then we'll get your questions answered. Okay. So number one, just really quickly, where we're at as a company. I mean, we just had our 1 month anniversary just a couple of days ago, and we launched on February 2nd, okay, of 2022. So 2/2/22, it's kind of a cool date. And I want y'all just to think about where we've been just since that time, okay? Because I think oftentimes when there's new exciting stuff happening inside of the company, that what we're talking about here today, our real-time feed system, it's something that's going to majorly separate us from the competition. But I don't want you to forget, we were already separated from the competition, right? Before this thing ever even came about with the real-time feed and more transparency and all those things, we've already separated ourselves in many different ways. And I like to focus on, what we've done right and what we are going to improve on going forward. And just so you can have a complete understanding of where this company is actually going and the vision behind it. As y'all know, we have one bot right now. That's the our Flex bot inside of Full Velocity. This thing has done amazing things. We've been very fortunate, since the launch, to continue to have some great up days, some average days. But what you've seen is ups and downs, right? And that's the reality with real trading. And you hear me talk about that a lot. The fact that what is real, what's not real out there. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on that, because I think deep down we all know probably what is real and what's not. And I mean, we can tell ourselves the stories we want to tell ourselves to make money for our family, but the reality is we usually know something that's real and something that's not real. So what we've done inside of Full Velocity is we have completely disrupted this industry, and we're about to take that to an entirely different level with our new real-time feed system. But folks, I want you to just think about what has worked so far, right? What has worked is obviously the most important thing, and that is our technology behind it. You see, if you take the affiliate side out of the equation, let's assume that we don't have affiliates at all. we have a product and a service here, a technology that is absolutely working for everyday people, right? You can have people that don't have a single connection, that's never been able to refer anyone to any business whatsoever, and the technology is working, and the simplicity to get it set up, the 5 videos, which will be changing, but it's still very, very simple. And I know that there's things that come up, there's questions that come up, and we're going to do a better job at creating even more videos and having more information for you and things like that to help you through it. But I've not been in a situation like this before, where we've already had over 4,000 people that have said yes to what we have going on here. But in addition to that, the amount of tickets that have come through with our support system, they've done a phenomenal job at managing them. But what's been echoed throughout the entire thing is the simplicity of what we have. You can always just refer people back. Hey, go back to the instructional videos, right? Go back to the instructional videos, make sure that you follow those steps. And what is working here is what is supposed to work, and that is the technology. Now, our goal here is, as a company, is not just to have one bot right this very second, but as we've stated, our goal is over the next year to potentially have 4 more bots introduced. So as you can see, there's a lot of things that are working behind the scenes to make this an even bigger and better company, because you see, the reality is with bots, you're restricted on the amount of money that can actually go into those bots. So the ability for it to continue to work like it is restricted by a certain amount of assets. So our options are just have one bot and cap it off forever and just be done, or to continue to improve on our technology and add different options. So that is the direction we're definitely going. And that's a huge benefit for anybody that's here. Number one, that is just here for the technology. And number two, our affiliates, right? So let's talk about our affiliates for just a second, because obviously we're passionate about that as well. We've now set our system up so that your commissions are automatically going into your Dart account. We're in different Telegram rooms. I know all y'all are, and you guys see the post. I mean, there are people that are withdrawing their commissions. There's people that are withdrawing their profits. And, also people that are just testing the system. We've had so many people you wouldn't believe that will put in, $1,000 or $500 or whatever it is that they want to get started with. And then they will take it out just the next day. They just want, they need that feeling of, hey, I have control. And that's what this is all about. So what we are doing with this new system is taking it to a new level of control, right? And I know I made a video just the other day, and I'm going to talk more specifics, and I'm actually going to bring up a PowerPoint presentation here really quickly. It's only 3 slides, so it's not going to be any big deal. But I want to talk about the real-time feed system. Now, I want to make sure, can you guys give me a number two, if you can see my PowerPoint presentation? I just want to make sure that you guys are seeing what I'm seeing. All right. Thank you all so much for the participation. And we're about to have a lot of that. So again, if you're just joining us, we are going to be opening this up for Q&A here at the end. So just keep that in mind, but just save your questions for now. I will definitely get into them. But I want to talk really quickly about this real-time feed system for a couple reasons. I know that obviously we've shot videos on it. We've talked about it for the last couple weeks, and there's different thought process out there. There's some people who are like, "Hey, man, you should have just waited to release this until it was 100% done." There's some people who are like so excited that they just want to know when it's going to happen. And the reality is, as a company, you always have to decide what you want to do. We thought we were in a good place to announce the real-time feed system to everybody to create the excitement that we needed inside of the company. We did think that it was going to take a little bit less time than what it's taken. And there's multiple things that are happening around the world right now. As you guys probably know, I mean, we have teams that are worldwide, not just in the United States, as far as our development teams. And you've got multiple teams working in different projects with different companies. Okay. So, our system has to speak to the Dart system. There has to be an integration there. The Dart system, with everything that they're generating for us, has to come back and speak to the full velocity system. There's several moving parts. So what may seem like just an easy thing, since it's already there, it's just capturing that data. It's actually a lot bigger than that, right? Because there's going to be so many calls to the server. And some of you don't even know what that means, but I'm just talking technically, there's going to be a lot of data that's being transferred back and forth between systems. So we had to really get into that and make sure that it's working properly. You see, the worst thing we could do is just launch this thing and it be a gigantic mess, right? So we've had to test and retest and make sure that everything is working properly. But I want to remind you guys this wait and what we've been talking about for so long, what it means, what it truly means to you, not just from a personal perspective, but as an industry interruption perspective, right? Where we're totally disrupting every aspect of what is going on right now. We've already talked so many times about having control, being able to get access to your funds in case of emergency. All those things are super important and those things will never change. But I'm not going to spend a lot of time on that because y'all have heard me talk about that so much. What I want to focus on right this very second is the new real-time feed system and exactly what it means for you. And then again, we're going to open it up for Q&A here in just a minute. But I want to remind you, number one, with these real-time feeds, one thing that you're going to have access to is real-time profit and loss. Okay. So this image right here, I shared this with you guys on the video the other day. This will allow me to talk just a little bit more about this. What you're looking at here is you're looking at a 15-minute snapshot of what you're going to have access to. Your Dart account is actually going to look like this. You can see the full velocity flex. You remember I said that that's the bot that we're currently using. If you look at this graph right here, what you're seeing is profits and losses that were taken during this 15-minute spin, right? This 15-minute snapshot. So you can see there's a lot of activity just in 15 minutes. So I want you to think about this, okay? When you think about the ease of creating this for people, imagine multiple, data being pulled constantly, not just for you, but thousands and thousands of people over and over, right? So that's why I'm telling you, like the power that it takes to be able to generate something like this, working with the exchanges, working with Dart for the integration, working directly with Full Velocity. There's a lot that goes into this. So this 15-minute Snapchat, oh my gosh, I sound like my daughter, snapshot will actually be right here where you can see this. But I want to focus on a couple other things inside of this so you have a full understanding. Right here in the deposits side of this thing, okay, like you can't see it, but what there's going to be an option here for is automatic compounding. Okay, this has probably been the number one thing that people have asked me constantly, like, James, how do we compound? How do we get, we don't want to take our profits. We just want to keep them growing and growing and growing. And I'm going to be straight up with y'all. When creating this platform, it was with my intention not to have any type of compounding option. Now, I know that might sound weird to you, but what I knew is that there's been so many companies out there before us that have created these compounding options for people, right? And the challenge with that is a lot of times they even give you incentives to do it because the intention is just for you never to take your money. We didn't want to have that thought process go through people's minds. So my deal was like, hey, we don't even want to give that as an option right now. But as we launched into it, as we listen to the leaders and the people that are inside of our company, this has been the number one requested thing. So with the auto compounding that is coming, what you're basically going to be able to do is do it two different ways. You're going to have either auto compounding or manual. So what that means is as profits are being taken in real time, okay, and I'm going to show you this slide right here, and then we're going to go back. This is just a snapshot right here. This is only 10 little things that we're looking at, 10 transactions that happen inside of this account. And look at this. You can see this is just from 8:49 a.m. to 9:37 a.m. It's not even 1 hour of transactions. So in this hour that you're looking at, there were 8 different transactions. I've already counted them. That's how I know. There were 8 different positive profit transactions. So what does that truly mean to you from a perspective of not only your income, but also like how it's going to work? So let's go back here. Okay. Those were 8 transactions of profits. Every single time there was a profit made, and you could, again, that was in just 1 hour. So, there could be more, there could be less. Obviously, we're just giving you an example, but every single time one of those profits take place, it's going to show right here. Okay. It's going to show up in your trade wallet, So you're going to have that money that's right there that you can take, that you can do whatever you want with. Now, when I say whatever you want with, what does that mean? Well, number one, you can withdraw it anytime you want. Okay. Key thing: profits, commissions, your principal, your whatever, you can take it any time that you want. There's no more waiting a week. There's no more waiting until next Wednesday to do this. This is going to be real time. So, if it's midnight your time and you need to take it, you can submit the withdrawal request. Okay. It's a really, really cool thing to be able to do that. Now, the second option that you're going to have is as these profits show up in here, you can actually put them back into the trade script. Okay. You're not going to have to create new trade scripts. Like right now, the way this thing is designed, every single time you have more money come in, you have to create a new trade script. We're going to be consolidating everybody into one trade script. And every single time you you add money, or have profits hit, you can manually go in there and put them back into the trade script if you want. Now, the third one, and this is the most requested one, we are going to have an automatic compounding option. When I say we, Dart is going to have the automatic compounding option for your full velocity bot built into their integration into their system. So what that means essentially is you're going to be able to choose, do I want 25%? Do I want 50%? Do I want 100%? Do I want 0% compounded? It's going to be your choice as to what you do. And again, that's not something that we help you guys with. You have control over that. So you have to decide what you want to do with your own money. We don't have any input in that. We just supply the technology behind it and give you the opportunity to utilize it, right? So it's a pretty cool thing. Now, I want to go over here to the right and I want to talk about this section right here. And again, if you all have questions, just wait till the end here, okay? Because I'm gonna open it up for Q&A here at the end, but I want to get through this so y'all can have an understanding of what's going on here. All right. So over here to the right, again, this is going to be exactly how your system looks. You're going to see an available balance. You're going to see the initial conversion fee, right? That's like $3 is what that equaled USDC. You can see the date that it was activated. You can see your starting balance, your current balance, and you can see right here, open trades. Right now, there are 24 open trades and they're in these coins right here. So near Atom, Matic, and USDT. Now, the reason why that we want to show you this is, number one, we want you to have transparency on the coins that are actually being traded, but also at any given time, you can see how many trades are actually still open. Now, why is that important? Why is all this information important? Because a lot of you didn't ask for this, right? I mean, most of y'all are happy with the way it was. Of course, you love the real-time stuff hitting your account real time, but the ability just to see if you're up or down and that simplicity you like, right? Well, the challenge with that is we want to give you everything that you can understand, because the big question comes about, okay, well, James, if I wanted my money right this very second, do I get back exactly what I put in? And I've seen different, information being passed around in some of these Telegram rooms that some of it's just honestly not accurate. Okay. So like what I mean by that is, in this example, if I put in my starting balance was $237, okay, if that's the case, there's a chance that when I go to liquidate it, like if I need to liquidate it right this very second, by liquidate I mean take my money out, I want access to my money right now, I want to withdraw it. If that's the case, you got to remember, right now there's an unrealized loss of 6.14%. Now this is just an example. It could be up, it could be down, but since this is trading in the futures market, okay, and since there is leverage that is inside of this as well, not big leverage, but there's leverage trades going on, this unrealized profit and loss is going to be a constantly moving thing, okay? Now, the idea obviously is over time, it's not going to matter because you're going to be collecting these fees, right? Or these profits that you're going to be receiving. So this isn't going to matter as much over time. But in the beginning, we just want y'all to realize, if you have to go in here and cancel trades or close trades or deactivate the bot to get your money, there's a chance that you're going to have less than what you started with, or even less than what your starting balance would be. Pretty common sense, I know, but like some people just assume like, hey, I put $500 in, I want my money today. James said that I could get my money anytime I want. I can go get my $500. That is not reality. Okay. The reality is it could be up, it could be down, because it is real trading, and you're always going to know exactly how many open trades there are. You're going to know what coins are being traded. You're going to know your current, right this very second, unrealized profit or loss if I wanted to take my money. And folks, this is what transparency is all about. This is what you need to be able to conduct really good business and make good decisions for you and your family. Okay. So again, if we just go back here to, what this does for you, not only does it give you the real profits and losses, it also is going to change the game from an affiliate perspective. Okay. So I want you to think about like this example right here where we had eight trades that closed in profit. Every single time this profit hits your account, right? Because we just showed you it's going to hit right here in your trade wallet. Every single time that happens, simultaneously, that 30% fee is being taken by Full Velocity automatically. And also simultaneously, your commissions are being sent directly to your Dart main wallet. Okay. So your main wallet, which is located right there, your commissions will be hitting there. So I want you to think from a couple different things here. Number one, if we just use this example right here, and you were someone that referred this person, or they were potentially in your organization, this means at least 20 levels deep. This means that you would have received 8 payments within 1 hour of commissions. Now, not all of them are going to be huge. Some of them are going to be tiny. But I want you to think about that, right? Think about the compounding effect of the affiliate side of it, not just the profit side, because the profit side's awesome. And as I said, I really think that as a company, we have to focus on, real people, people that are not huge producers are winning here at full velocity because the technology is working. I think that that has to be the thing that you echo throughout the world. The affiliate side is just a cherry on top of it. But if we're talking about that, which we are, I want you to think about how powerful that is from a perspective, knowing, hey, I could have eight different commissions hitting my main wallet within 1 hour. It could be more, it could be less, right? It could be zero. If there's no profits, there's no commissions. But think about that. And from a social proof aspect, right? The things that usually ruin things for a company is people getting out there making false claims against income, making guarantees when there are no guarantees, doing things like that. So we have to be really careful as affiliates. You guys hear me talk about compliance a lot because you have to be careful with what you're putting out there. But from a social perspective, to be able to show someone, hey, look at how many commission payments have hit my account just in the last 24 hours. And think if you had over 100 or, I don't know, maybe even 1,000, what that would look like. Now that sounds like a big number, but sometimes, this thing's trading 3 to 4 to 5,000 trades a week. Sometimes it's even been 10,000, right? So there's a lot of trades that are happening. There's a lot of potential for profit that's going to happen. So there's a lot that's going to be going on inside of your system. So with that being said, this is what I wanted to break down for you, and show you exactly what's going on. I'm about to open this up for Q&A. Before I do that, I know what the number one question is going to be. So let's go on and address the number one question. James, this is super cool. It's echoing kind of what you said on that video the other night. My question is, when is this taking place, right? That is the big question. So I revert back to a couple things, all right? Number one, there's a lot of challenges going on in the world outside of business, as you guys know. So we have teams worldwide that are being affected about of some of the things that are happening. I'm not going to get into any type of political or anything like that, but we all know that there's challenges happening in the world, right? So we're dealing with some of that. But at the same time, this system is 100% complete. We have fully tested this system 100%. That doesn't mean that when we launch it, there's not going to be bugs or there's not going to be people that will point stuff out to us, because there's a difference between working on a live server, a real server, which we do have it moved to the real server now, and then even a step further, taking it live where you guys can actually see it. Okay. So just keep in mind that with all that being said, our team does not work on Sundays. Okay. So it will not be live until most likely Monday is what I'm guessing. Okay. I'm gonna say Monday, Tuesday at the latest. I mean, I am not a guy, you've not heard me say a day, not one single time. So for me to say that, you got to know how close we are, because I almost cringe at myself saying those 2 days, because like I just been in this so long. I know anything can happen, even though things are working exactly the way they should and the system's working perfectly on the test side of things. You just never know what could possibly come up. Okay. So just keep that in mind. So that's what we're looking at. So what does that mean for you though? It means for you at this point in time, if you're not out there sharing this message with people, I just can't even imagine why not, right? Because we're just getting this ball rolling. Number one, you've seen what we've been able to do in 1 month. What do you think 1 year is going to look like for this company based upon what we've been able to do so quickly? We're so much further ahead of the competition. We're the very first company in the world that's gotten to integrate with this real-time feed through Dart, which is gives us just such a huge advantage and leg up on anyone else out there. So the question is, what are you waiting on, right? As far as getting started or making sure that you're telling other people about it if you want to be an affiliate. So with that being said, what I want to do now is I want to open this thing up for Q&A. If you've already asked a question, I'm going to go through here. Let's see here. I got people telling me my volume's gone. Can you guys hear me loud and clear? I assume I would be hearing that more than just from one person. Can you guys give me a number one again if you can hear me loud and clear? Okay. I don't know. Again, I think that must be other people's stuff. So, all right. So let's start with these questions. I have another call here in just a little bit. We got a really cool call coming up for a team. So if you have a question, throw it in here and let me get it answered. And by the way, the question doesn't have to be specific to the real-time feed. Okay. So it just know that. Let's see here. Oh, so Ryan's saying that on the bottom left, you have to click on the bottom left to join the audio. So maybe that's it. Yes, I can definitely get this slide deck. We're changing the main slide deck as well. We're actually adding these slides right here as to the overall presentation. So definitely, I can share this with you, and I'll make sure you get the entire new deck that's being sent. Okay. And that will be put in two places. It will be put in the main room, which, by the way, let me just make sure. Like, I know because I know there's a lot of stuff going on here. Let me make sure that you guys have the actual corporate room here that you can utilize on Telegram. Okay, I'm going to send this to everyone. All right, if you haven't joined there, make sure to join there. Okay, that's a channel. So there's no talking back and forth. It's just where we're going to put all important information so you can check it out. All right. So what questions do we have? I don't have, let me see here. I don't know if I have a single question here. Okay. Let's see here. Is there anything that we have to do or will it do it by itself? Um, Ofer, I assume that you're referring to the bot. Bot is 100%, AI technology. So you don't have to do anything in regards to that. I'm not sure if that's what you're referring to specifically, but that is definitely that's part of it. Okay, so just keep that in mind. It's going to work for you. That's the best thing about it. You're not having to sit there and wait for signals or anything like that. I mean, if you like doing that stuff, that's cool, but you don't have to do that here. One question: why does it take 5 days to start the deposit, start trading? Fritz, that's actually not accurate. It does it within 24 hours. Okay, they haven't removed that on the Dart side, which we've asked for that to happen, but that's really just like to cover the company. But the reality is, it starts within 24 hours. We haven't had in the very beginning. It did take 3 to 5 days, but like that ended week number one. So you definitely will only need to wait about 24 hours. Let's see here. Now I've got a billion questions coming in here. Sorry, let me look here. Okay, I had put this post in Facebook group, but with no reply. I'm seeking some instructions on the mechanics and hold on, and what I'm seeing in the back office of Dart. What all are we seeing there? The different wallet scripts where okay, so a couple things. Number one, I would make sure to check out our YouTube channel. I do have videos on there specifically about Dart. We're also going to be adding those into the instructions period, just like our instruction section underneath it, or like on the affiliate tool side of it. So we are going to be putting some new videos on there as far as understanding it. Here's what I would tell you. I mean, like from my perspective, I think the Dart system has done a really good job of like it has pop-up instructions in every aspect of where you go in there. Really, the only thing that you need to worry about inside of your Dart system would be your main wallet and your trade wallet. The rest of that stuff, we don't support that here at Full Velocity. I mean, what you can do whatever you want to do, but like from our perspective, the main wallet and the trade wallet would be your only two sections that you really need to understand inside of there. I mean, obviously your profile and stuff like that you need to be aware of, but as far as their menu at the top with the different things, that's all that you need. Okay. Let's see here. Will the compounding be available at the same time the RTF is ready? Yes, Sean. Yes, it's all part of the same integration. Great question. Let's see here. The current Dart 2FA Google authentication option is screwing folks up. Uh, can they add a secret key that can be entered manually? They would just give them the ability to authority authenticator as well. So, Coach Steve, I can definitely send a request to Dart. I mean, it's one of those situations. It's challenging for me to encourage someone to change technology on their own system, but at the same time, I can definitely express that our users are having issues with that. It's kind of strange because like I mean, I hate to refer back to myself, but I haven't had any issues with that. I mean, I use Gmail and I use Google Authenticator, and both of those were like so simple to me. It actually literally came to my inbox for my email. And I haven't had any problems with the Google Authenticator, but that doesn't mean that's not happened to other people. So don't take it like that. I can definitely send a message. It's just like I think a lot of times, truthfully, you're dealing with user error. I mean, that's just the truth. So that could be part of it. I'm not sure, but we can definitely see what we can do to improve it. Let's see here. Yeah. So maybe someone, if we have anyone on the group, like in the Telegram room that people go back and forth in, why don't you throw the YouTube channel link in there, uh, and for those that don't have it, and they can gain access to that. Let's see here. Yeah, I agree with you, Wiggly. Let's see here. The people having issues with the Google authentication and email issues are definitely user errors. We're getting that a few times here. So I think that that is mostly the case. The issue having to use two devices to use Google Authenticator. Um, I'm not sure. I don't know what that means. I just use my phone. So I'm not sure. Like, I mean, I can do it on my computer as well. So Steve, I'm not completely sure like what the issue might be, but um obviously anything we can do to help we'll do. Maybe we just need to make a better video in there for people understanding how to use it. Okay. All right. What other questions do we have? When will KYC be required? Michael, KYC is required upon withdrawal of commissions or profits, just like any other company that deals in the financial space. You're traditionally going to have to do two forms of 2FA when it comes to a withdrawal. So, like if you were working with Binance directly or something like that, they require you to have two forms of that. So you would have to do both the Google Authenticator or Authority, like we've talked about, or email, or not, or both. So that will happen at the time of withdrawal, your first withdrawal. Let's see here. Yeah, Dane said that he can definitely make a video walking people through that. If y'all haven't seen some of Dane's videos, he's been putting some really cool stuff together for marketing. We appreciate that, Dane. Well, we have access to something to validate 2.4% since March of 2021. Then I don't know specifically what we could possibly show. I mean, we've shown screenshots of obviously Binance accounts and things like that. Um, I don't know exactly. We've had people that I think get a little bit confused, like asking for FX book or something like. This is not Forex, right? This is so Forex is not going to be an option, so it's not even in the same realm. So we've gotten that like a few times because I know there's a lot of Forex people out there. You're talking about apples to oranges. It's not the same thing. So we definitely can get some of those screenshots as well. And obviously, I mean, one thing I would tell you, I would just look at what we've done so far, with things as well. In the last month, it's been pretty good too. Can I deposit with Kraken or Coinbase? I don't see any problem. Why not, Peter? I mean, I think you can deposit with any wallet that Dart's coins accept. So what I'm saying by that is like, if you're sending USDT, you want to make sure that you're doing it on the Ethereum network, right? Not the Tron network, and definitely not the BNB network or USDC, either one of them. That's the biggest challenge that we've had some people send it in the BEP20. And for some of you who don't even know what that means, just make sure you're on the Ethereum network with Dart. That is what they use right now. I assume that they're working to try to find different ways to do that, but that's what the options are right now. I mean, and obviously you can send Bitcoin or Litecoin, USD through Zelle or Bankwire. So there's a lot of different options, but yeah, I don't see why you couldn't use Kraken or Coinbase. Those are two good companies. When the RTF is integrated, will there be a synonymous info that relates to trade results and commissions reflected in the full velocity back office as well? Yeah, so Wiggly, the whole point is that both systems should talk to one another, right? I mean, you should be able to see it. Our depth of information on the full velocity side, like that back office, will not be as in depth as Dart, right? Because it's not needed to have it in two places, but there will definitely be, like as far as the graphs and seeing all that stuff, you will have all that information back there. And that's part of the challenge here is like, you're technically have three systems working, right? Because you've got the main exchanges that are trading, you got Dart that's layering the information, then you've got full velocity. So there's a lot going on there. Yeah, so Ryan, that's a good point. Their USDT address and Dart starts with OX, but so does BNB's. So just be careful. Don't send it on the BNB network. Make sure you're on the Ethereum ERC20. I'm sorry if I missed this, but when will the automatic manual compounding feature be live? Okay, so Michael, what we're hoping for is Monday, Tuesday, like that area. Everything's completely done, 100%. It's simply a matter of getting it live for all of our users. It's already live on our main server where we've been able to see it and test it and do all that. So it's just a matter of making it live, which sounds simple, but it's a little bit more complex than that. And we need all hands on deck when that happens. So, and our team doesn't work Sundays traditionally. So that's why I'm telling you Monday, Tuesday at the latest is what we're hoping. And again, if it goes later than that, you're just gonna have to be mad at me. That's why I don't give dates, but I think it's gonna be fine. I think we're gonna be all set. Can you send BEP20 to the Ethereum network? No, Sharon, you cannot. If you send BEP20, I'm not going to say your money is going to be lost forever, but it's definitely going to be lost for a period of time. So don't do that. A person on my level one nets $10 profit. What would the commission be? Well, if they had $10 in profit, they net it. So you're saying that the 30% was already taken out, or let's pretend that it hadn't been taken out. So they net $10 profit. We take the 30% fee. So they're going to get $7. We're going to get $3. And then out of that $3, if they're a direct referral of yours, you would get 25% of that. So 25% of $3 is 75 cents. What exactly is Dart? It's not an exchange, right? But some kind of bridge. Yeah, I mean, Eric, I think the best way to explain Dart, in my opinion, is essentially a reporting or a layered company. They report all the information directly from the exchanges into the account. So that without them, having an affiliate side of this would be 100% impossible, right? Because there would be no way to track what is going on there. So Dart was kind of a godsend for us to be able to work with from that perspective. And again, like there's a ton of information out there. If you go to Dart's website, you can go through it all. I think it's docs, so like docs.dart.cash. That's a good place to start to read more about that company if you want to and exactly what they do. All right. Any other questions here? Oh, I've got two areas I'm looking. So let's go to an A part now. And if I missed you, sorry. Okay, I already answered that one. Obviously, if the bot isn't producing profits, then nobody, even the company, isn't going to make money. So can you tell us what does this bot do to make sure that it doesn't blow out our accounts like other programs and bots do? This is what people ask me, and that's their main concern. Okay, so Mark, I don't a couple things here, man. Number one, I don't know if maybe you've been to some of the overview calls, but I talk in depth about the strategy of the bots on those calls, and the biggest thing is that this is a hedging strategy, right, with low leverage. So our drawdown, our average drawdown has been 19.4%. If you've seen bots that have been blown up, it's due to the fact that they're highly leveraged. Number one, most likely, and they got on the wrong side of a trade. We're on the wrong. We're on two sides of every single trade we do. So, for instance, like one of those coins that you saw were near that we trade. So when we go out there, we're going to have a long position of near and we're going to have a short position of near. The algorithm automatically does that, right? So there's potential profits to catch on both the upside and the downside of that market in a low leverage situation. So again, it's really hard for me to compare us specifically against other bots because there's a million different strategies. There's the martingale strategy that you're basically doubling up, trades. There's so many different ways that you can be so much more aggressive than what we are. It's not to say that we can't have losses, right? Because we absolutely can have losses. At the same time, the risk is really mitigated because of the strategy that's being used from a hedge perspective with a low leverage. All right. So I hope that helps a little bit. But there's there's inherent risk no matter what you do when it comes to that. It's just our technology is done really well. Let's see here. The automatic compounding feature is automatic if you select that option. I understand, but can you change it at any time you want? Yeah, so this is that's a good question, Robin. The answer is yes. Okay, first of all, you're going to be able to change it anytime you want. And number two, I talked a little bit on the video how this is going to really create like a unique situation. So even though the strategy behind everyone's bot is essentially the same, right? The trading strategies are the same. The cool thing about this is you get to create a unique experience for you, meaning that you can compound if you want, you can do it automatic, you can do it manually, you don't have to do it at all. You can take your profits out and withdraw them and your commissions. You can put your commissions back in to the trade script if you want to. It is a really, you could take out half your money. Let's say you want half of it in, half of it out. You just felt like you needed to put some in your cash. You can do anything you want. So you create this unique experience with the same strategy behind it. And so, yes, you will totally be able to control that compounding. I know that was a long answer to your question, but it just kind of opened up a few more things. Regulators don't like compounding and percentages. Please explain. Well, Stan, we're not personally compounding anything, and we're not personally doing anything, right? I mean, so what I mean by that is people utilize our technology. Inside of the technology, they have control of whatever they want to do in their own account, right? So we're not, as a company, we don't touch that money. We don't compound your money. As I said, you have your own unique experience to do whatever you want. If people want to utilize our technology, obviously there's that service fee of 30% to do that, but you have control to do whatever you want. So I think that regulators might not like that if someone's talking about compounding. I mean, compounding is a very normal word to use. I think what regulators don't like are, hey, you're guaranteed to do this or guaranteed to do that. I've said about a billion times, you're not guaranteed of anything inside of this company at all. Like there's no guarantees. So, and anyone who's giving you guarantees, those are huge red flags. Let's see what else we got here that I haven't answered. Does the API allow for putting money in and not taking money out of the Dart account? Kim, I'm not sure how to answer that. I mean, other than you can take money in or out anytime you want. So I'm not sure if I answered that question correctly, but I'm not sure what you meant. My profit's sitting in my main account, and I've tried to move it to the trade wallet, and it still shows my main account. I would have to see exactly how you're doing that, Robin. I mean, it's a pretty simple process to move from your main account to your trade wallet. Um, so I don't know. I mean, that would be a dark question that you might want to hit them up on support if you're having an issue with that. But my guess is maybe you're just missing something like a little simple step or something. Let's see here. Thanks, Wayne. Saying shout out goes to support. Making these changes definitely a game changer. We're bringing some awesome marketing material to the FV back office. Yes, so we have some great stuff that's coming from a marketing perspective all the way around. So great question, Wayne, and we appreciate everything you guys are doing. Let's see here. So Brandon, you're asking this question. Why don't you hit me on the side, man? That's not something that I'm going to talk about. Like, there's just things that we can't discuss on here like that. So I've seen you ask that question like 3 times, and clearly I'm not answering it. But I would do want to address you. That's not something I can put out here. And frankly, it's some of it I can't address with you at all. But hit me on the side, and I'd be more than happy to talk to you about it. Okay. Um, if there's losses in trading, will it adversely affect the affiliate income? Oh, good question. So no, talking specifically about callbacks. No, there's not a callback feature on this because there's only a commission that's generated if a profit is taken, right? So if a loss is taken, at the end of the day, there's not a clawback there. It's only on profits generating because remember, we only make fees. We only charge a fee if there is a profit for our service or technology fee. So there's no clawbacks. Are the servers that the bot relies on located in any questionable countries? No, David, they're not. That's a good question though, especially in today's time. What is the lowest cost gas coin to us to for us to fund with? Litecoin, I would say. I don't know if someone else has an opinion on that, but my guess would be Litecoin would probably be the cheapest. Can you explain how free members earn here? I've sponsored over 40 people and I'm asking people this often. I mean, Mike, the only way any affiliate earns is the same way. There has to be people underneath you that have actually funded their bot. And after they funded their bot, there has to be commissions, right? There has to be, I'm sorry, there has to be profits that are generated from their bot. That's the only way anyone can earn commission. So it doesn't matter if you're free or you're paid, it all works the exact same. All right. All right. Let me go back over here to the chat. I've got two places going. All right. So let me see here. Okay. This is based on let's see here. I've got a couple questions here. I'm sorry. I'm going through these. If you see my eyes shifting over here. Um, a lot of these are the same questions, y'all. So again, I mean, we got people asking about FX books. That is Forex. We don't mess in the Forex market. And by the way, I mean, you're going to have complete transparency in your Dart back office, so you're not going to have to worry about any of that, by the way. This is based on $1,000 deposit into Zelle, Dart asking for $30. Why? The deposit registers as $30 or $1,000 with additional transfer fees in the amount left to trade, approximately $985. So here's the deal. I don't know. In regards to the Zelle fees or bank fees or anything like that, Dart charges whatever they charge. We have no control over that whatsoever. So I mean, that would have to be something that you send to Dart and ask them why they're charging a fee. I would assume just like any financial institution, there's fees that are charged. Like if someone sends a wire, there's a charge. If someone sends a Zelle, there's still a fee associated with it. Even though it might show free to you, there's transaction cost as well. So you'll just have to ask them. I don't know the answer to that. Okay. Will we ever get too big that new members won't be able to join full velocity or new bots will overcome that issue? So yeah, Mark, I mean that would be the objective, right? The objective would be for new bots to fix that issue. But if new bots are not performing at a level that we can bring out, there will be a cap to what we can do. Which I mean, that might seem like a bad thing, but that's actually a great thing because you realize like we're not just going to collect money just to collect it. We don't collect money anyway, but we're not going to put money into a system that's going to potentially break it, if that makes sense, because it will break it if you put too much in. The bot wouldn't work the way that it should. Let's see here. No, so the question, no one's going to have to do anything in regards to canceling anything with their bots or anything like that. Okay, all that's being done on the Dart side, so don't worry about that. Every time I say the Dart side, it sounds like dark side, which I know is weird. So I got a couple people that are agreeing with me on Litecoin. Um, anyone who plays Final Countdown by Europe before the call is good in my book. All right, whiskey, I like that. Let's see here. I have an account that's not funded, but I have recruited several people. Oh, I've already answered that. Okay. For the webinar affiliate link, will the pre-recorded video be updated? Wendy, I think that they're updating that every single time I do a new call, as long as it's not a terrible one. They're updating that. So I think the answer is yes. All right. All right. I got time for maybe just like one or two more questions. Okay. Let's see here. Tyrese, the bot can be activated with $200. It's only a $200 minimum, not 500. That changed a few weeks ago, probably. It's a good question. Let me go back to the Q&A here. Just make sure I didn't miss anyone. All right. So here, I'm going to end it here. It looks like I've answered most of these questions. I want to tell everybody, thank you so much for taking the time to come out here today. I did record this. Some really good questions that opened up even more good questions. But, I want to end and just remind everybody to remember, like, even without what is about to come, what you have your hands on, right? Even without the real-time feed, what has been possible, normal everyday people that are winning with this, even if they don't have the ability to go out there and refer people, the technology has done exactly what it's supposed to do. And, the goal is for it to continue to improve and continue to provide the best that we possibly can. We've created such a cool community here. Make sure that you're following us on Telegram. I put that link in there. That's where we're going to be putting all this information, these recordings and things like that. Work with your team. And I always say this, if you are an affiliate and you're not out there right now blowing this up and referring people, like I can't, I can't even, in my mind, I can't even wrap it around it, because, it's a platform that's not charging an upfront cost. You already know all the benefits, and what we're about to do with this real-time feed is going to completely disrupt this industry. Like, I mean, we just haven't seen before. So I want to tell y'all, thank you so much for your patience. I will send this recording out once it uploads. It'll be later today. But thank you all so much. Have a great weekend with your family. Enjoy it. Know that the updates are coming here very soon, and we're going to absolutely crush this thing. All right. Y'all have a good day. Thank you all so much. Bye-bye.